Stephen A. Smith has been put under the microscope for a lot of things. And you might not think that that man is culturally friendly to this complexion. You might think he has issues against black women. You might think that he's an Uncle Tom. Everybody's opinions of him vary. He has some responses in turn to that and to Jasmine Crockett. Uh there's an interview, I believe it's already out. I haven't watched it. I just saw this clip and I said, I just give my thoughts. So let's see what he has to say in response to those of you who feel some type of way about his journalistic prowess. Roll the footage.
I don't know if you would categorize this as a third rail or a pitfall, as you describe, but in your book, you talk about how when you were first starting with, quite frankly, you were concerned that the Black community might see you as a sellout, as an Uncle Tom. And as you know, some of those criticisms have come about lately. And I want to just play a quick clip to get your reaction.
Sure.
To use your platform in order to not only come for me, but consistently kind of have a track record of coming for Black women, I was just very disappointed in him.
They're paying you not for your numbers, my friend. They're paying you because you are willing to say the nasty things about Black people that they want to say.
Your reaction?
They should be ashamed of themselves. Where's your evidence?
Well, with Crockett, you have apologized.
Well, let me tell you what I apologized for. Trump followed up what I said by calling her low IQ and stuff like that, which I found appalling. She's a highly educated woman. She's licensed to practice law in the state of Texas, Arkansas, and federally. She's a United States representative. She's an influential, intelligent, decent, good Black woman who cares a lot about Black people in this country. So I apologized for assisting in any way this notion that it's okay to say that about her, because I didn't want any parts of that. But I did feel that the situation was overblown. I was simply saying, is cursing the president out and calling him a piece of on national television or in front of a national audience going to help your constituency? I wanted to know the answer to that question.
You know, it's not just Joy Reid and...
Well, let me say something about Joy Reid. Let's get this out of the way. I don't know this woman. I've met her one time. I shook her hand once. I've never spoken to her in my life. And she's responding that way because when she got fired by MSNBC, her show got canceled. I spoke on it. And what I said was, she is a talent, highly intelligent woman. I respect her. The issue, however, is that if your numbers drop 47% and you are Black, in this culture that we're living in, did you really expect something else to happen? Of course they were going to do that to you. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I get what you're saying and you might be right. But the manner in which you're going about it, that ain't going to serve you well long term.
But why is it that many Black women have had this criticism on Stephen A. Smith?
Who are the many? Because I think they're a few.
You know what I find interesting about these type of interactions? We continuously pick and choose what we get triggered by. I'm all for being unbiased, and some topics are not going to be very likable. I ain't a scholar. I won't sit here and pretend to have an encyclopedia of knowledge. But that's because I don't pick up and read enough. But when I share my wisdom or my thoughts on things based off of experience, it's never really been to criticize anyone specifically culturally. It's usually just me venting and actually just getting some shit off my chest, because we are policing every fucking thing. Nobody can just say what they want and that's just okay. Everything has to be scrutinized. Everything has to be put under fire. And I don't agree with everything he say. I do believe there can be truth in two things at the same time. Can he be what you say he is? Probably. But does it necessarily mean that he's lying about some of the things that he observed either? I don't know why that's such a hard concept to grasp. As many opinions that's been thrown to me about my delivery, my production, this, that, and the third, I'm cool with it. That's fine. And there's things about that that's pretty accurate. What's the harm in that? I think the problem is we are too worried about protecting negative and unproductive characteristics than actually cultivating healthier ones. It's like, damn, why you keep on bringing out this all? You just keep talking about the bad shit, or you keep on making us look like this and look like that. But I mean, if that's what you keep putting on display, you're not really making it easier for me. And it's not even just him. Plenty of us have these conversations about Mexicans, about Indians, about people from Iran, Russia, every aspect and every part of this planet. There's a conversation about something that we do within our cultures or outside of it that makes us look a certain way to the rest of the world, or even within our own communities itself. So what's the problem? How about instead of looking at it like everybody is bashing each other, why don't we say, all right, these are things that really do need to be addressed. Let's make these conversations flourish, and so that they're not just coming off as if it's shame, 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 and we see it, we know it's real. Let's do something about it. How about that? But I'm not going to sit here and act like he's right about everything, because he just came out talking about what happened to Renee Nicole, and he was absolutely off with that completely, brother. Like, you should have just left that one alone specifically. The ICE, that group, they're not police, they're not FBI, they're not really law enforcement at all. They're cosplaying as superheroes, going around invoking their own laws on people because they got the green light from you know who to do whatever the hell they want. That woman should still be alive. I'm not even going to go all into that, but nah, you were way off with that, brother. Way off. But I don't know. I think that man is an agent of chaos. You think he's just getting paid to say the things about the black people that the white people want and they can't say, so they use him to do it? I don't really see it that way. I don't. But you can make a case for it. He wouldn't be the first or last. Talk to me. Let me know what y'all think about Mr. Smith and his approach.
Welcome aboard the flight. This is pilot who shies the talking. We going back to Memphis and coming straight from New Orleans. The estimated time of arrival is about an hour, and I can turn your ghost if you try and play with my power. So when you look up and see the sun flashing, stay in your seat. If the flight attendant say you making trouble, then we got beef. The turbulence might get rocky. You better not spill your food. This is bread and plain if you get it messy.